Hello everyone, welcome back to Ton Dev, powered by Ranga Technologies. In this second video of our mini app development tutorial, we'll dive into implementing JWT Authentication and protected routes for a secure Telegram mini app using Next.js 14. This is a crucial step for securing any mini app, especially when dealing with sensitive user data. Let's get started. First, we'll set up a new Next.js 14 project. Follow these steps. 1. Open VS Code and launch the terminal. 2. Create a new Next.js project by running the following command: bash npx create next app at latest. 3. During setup, choose the following options. Use TypeScript. Yes. Use ESLint. Yes. Use Tailwind, CSS. Yes. Use SRC folder. No. Use app router. Yes. Customize import aliases. No. Next, we need to install two essential libraries. TWA Dev SDK for interacting with the Telegram web app, SDK. Hosane for handling JSON Web Tokens, JWT. To install them, run bash npm install TWW Dev SDK Hosane. Now, let's add JWT Authentication to secure our app. 1. In the root directory, create a folder called utils. Inside utils, create a file called session.ts. 2. In session.ts, we'll define a constant key for signing JWT tokens using the secret stored in environment variables. This will be used to encrypt and verify tokens. We'll also set a session duration of 1 hour. 3. Define an asynchronous function called encrypt to create JWT tokens. This function signs the token with the HS256 algorithm and sets an expiration time of 1 hour. Next, create a decrypt function to verify and decode the JWT token, returning the payload if it's valid. To manage user sessions, 1. Define a function called getSession that retrieves and decrypts session cookies. 2. Create another function called updateSession to refresh the expiration time of the session, ensuring it stays valid while the user is active. This function will update the session data stored in the cookies. We'll now validate the Telegram web app data to ensure the integrity of the information. 1. In the utils folder, create a file called telegram.ts. This file will handle the validation process for the data received from Telegram. 2. Define the structure for the user and validation data using TypeScript interfaces. 3. Create a function called validate Telegram web app data to validate the data using the bot token stored in the environment variables. This function will also check that the data is fresh and not older than 5 minutes. Now, we'll create API routes for authentication. 1. Inside the app folder, create a new folder called API, and inside it, another folder called auth. In this folder, create a file called root.ts. 2. In root.ts, define a post request handler that validates the Telegram data and creates a new session for authenticated users. The session data will be stored in a secure HTTP-only cookie. 3. Next, in the API folder, create a session folder and another route.ts file to handle GET requests. This will check if a valid session exists and return the authentication status. We will now add the Authentication UI to the app. 1. In the Components folder, create a file called telegramauth.tsx. This component will handle the login process for users. 2. Use state to track whether the user is authenticated, and use effect to check the session when the component is mounted. 3. Define a function called authenticateUser to send the Telegram data to the backend for validation. If successful, the user will be redirected to a protected page. 4. Add buttons to trigger the authentication process and conditionally render content based on whether the user is logged in. To protect certain routes in your app. 1. Inside the app folder, create a new folder called Protected. In this folder, create a page.tsx file for your protected content. 2. In the root of your project, create a middleware.ts file. The middleware will intercept requests to protected routes and check if the user has a valid session. If not, they will be redirected to the home page. Now that everything is set up, let's test the app. 1. Run the following command to build the project. Bash npm run build 2. Once the build is successful, upload the project to GitHub and deploy it to Vercel. Don't forget to add your environment variables, such as the bot token and JWT secret, on Vercel. 3. Open the app in Telegram and click on the Authenticate button. If everything is set up correctly, you'll see the validated user data, confirming that you can access the protected page. That's it for today's tutorial. You've successfully implemented JWT Authentication and protected routes in your Telegram mini app using Next.js 14. This is an essential feature for any secure app. Thank you for watching. If you found this tutorial helpful, please like and subscribe to TonDev for more tutorials.